Justin put his wife in an awkward position, and he did it in front of everyone. His shirtless posts always grab attention, but the one he shared on August 25th, 2025 felt different. The caption read, "Thirst trap FU hoes." It wasn't playful or casual like usual. For many, it seemed like a direct reference to a moment in his past that fans still argue about. People immediately thought back to March 9th, 2018. That was the day Hailey Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber, liked one of Justin's shirtless photos. Just 18 days after he had been publicly seen with Selena Gomez at his dad's wedding, that simple like ended up becoming the spark that changed everything. Within 4 months, Justin was engaged to Hailey, and Selena was left shocked. Fans have questioned that timeline ever since, wondering if there was overlap between the two relationships. Now, in 2025, Justin posts almost the same kind of photo, but the caption comes across as sharper, almost aggressive. Hailey's reaction, an eye roll emoji, only added fuel to the fire. The parallel was hard to miss. Back in 2018, Selena was the one replaced. Now it looked like Hailey was being disrespected in front of millions. Whether Justin meant it that way or not, this single post reignited a story that fans have been dissecting for nearly a decade. The shirtless photo wasn't the only move. Justin followed it up with music that made people overthink even more. On Instagram stories, he shared a song about a boyfriend telling an ex to stop calling and crying because he lost her by not appreciating her. Fans immediately linked it to Selena and her fiancé, Benny Blanco. The question spread quickly. Was Justin throwing shade at Benny? Or was he admitting that he had once been the careless ex who let Selena go? The timing made it impossible to ignore. Then he added another twist. Justin posted "Parked Out by the Lake," a country-style track about waiting in the same spot for someone who will never return. The lyric, "I'm still parked out by the lake, waiting for you," stood out. For many, it sounded like a glimpse into feelings he hasn't fully let go of. Fans remembered that even in 2020, after he was married to Hailey, Selena had liked one of his shirtless photos. That small action hinted that some things between them were never completely resolved. Now in 2025, Justin seemed to be sending his own signals, this time through music, which can speak louder than words. To see why people are making these connections, you have to look back to early 2018. A period that still sparks endless debate. On February 19th, Justin and Selena were seen together at his brother Jeremy's wedding. They looked close, maybe even like they were trying to work things out. Just a week before, they had spent Valentine's Day together. Then on March 1st, Selena shared a warm birthday post for Justin. Fans interpreted all of this as a sign that the two were rebuilding their relationship. Then came March 9th. Hailey Baldwin liked Justin's shirtless thirst trap. At the time, it seemed insignificant, just a tap on a photo. But looking back, many see it as the trigger that shifted everything. Within 4 months, Justin proposed to Hailey, leaving the world stunned by how quickly things escalated. For Selena, the breakup felt sudden and harsh. There were no interviews, no explanations, just an overnight ending that left lingering questions for years. Even in 2020, when Selena liked another shirtless post of Justin's, fans saw it as evidence that the past wasn't fully buried. Now in 2025, Justin is posting similar thirst traps, and the cycle seems to be repeating. Again, a shirtless photo. Again, a public reaction. Again, fans speculating about his feelings. Only this time, Hailey is the one caught in the middle. The timing of the latest post made things even messier. Fans quickly noticed it came just before Selena's wedding to Benny Blanco in September 2025, only weeks after the thirst trap appeared online. To some, it didn't seem like a coincidence. It looked as though Justin knew exactly what he was doing, stirring conversation right as his past was about to make headlines again. Fans mentally mapped the timeline. Back in 2018, Hailey's like on a single photo marked the turning point that ended Justin and Selena's relationship. Now, 7 years later, Justin posts another provocative image, this time with an even harsher caption, just before Selena's wedding. It felt like history repeating itself. Was he trying to draw attention away from Selena's big day? Or was he quietly acknowledging a part of his life that never fully closed? The debate only intensified when Hailey's eye roll emoji hit the internet. Her reaction seemed to confirm that even she understood how awkward the timing looked. Here was Justin, shirtless and bold, while all eyes were on Selena and Benny. To outsiders, it felt like he was sending signals, whether on purpose or not, that dragged everyone back into a story that started 7 years ago. For fans, the parallels were too clear to ignore. Years ago, a shirtless post marked the start of Justin and Hailey's story. Now, another one right before Selena and Benny's wedding made it feel like the cycle had returned. Only this time, Hailey was the one facing public embarrassment. And if the photo stirred up old memories, Justin's music choices pushed the conversation even further. Not long after that shirtless post, Justin shared a song whose lyrics felt like they were made for him. The track tells the story of a man confronting his ex's new partner, saying she only left because he didn't appreciate her when he had the chance. It mentions missing small moments, ignoring opportunities, and watching another man step in and treat her right. For longtime fans, the lines immediately echoed Justin and Selena's history. What grabbed the most attention were the parts about marriage, talk of forever, buying a ring, and turning someone into a wife. With Selena's wedding only weeks away, the timing made the song feel deliberate, almost like it was meant to land on purpose. Then Justin followed it with another song, Parked Out by the Lake. On the surface, it might sound like a lighthearted country tune, but the lyrics hit differently. It's about someone stuck in the same place, waiting for someone who will never return. The line, "I'm still parked out by the lake waiting for you," came across like a quiet confession. It sounded like someone who hadn't fully moved on. Fans couldn't ignore how the songs tied into years of unresolved tension. Ever since Justin's marriage, there's been a sense that his chapter with Selena never properly ended. Even in 2020, when Selena liked one of his shirtless posts, it reminded everyone that old feelings lingered. Now, in 2025, just as she prepares to marry Benny Blanco, Justin was posting songs about promises forever and waiting for someone to come back. To fans, it didn't feel like background music. It felt like a message delivered through someone else's lyrics. To understand why this struck such a chord, you have to remember what didn't happen in 2018, closure. When Justin and Selena were last seen together at his father's wedding in February, they looked comfortable, even close. They had spent Valentine's Day together just a week earlier, and Selena had posted a sweet birthday message for him in March. At the time, many believed they were moving toward reconciliation. Then, just weeks later, everything fell apart. Hailey's like on Justin's shirtless photo seemed trivial at first, but it triggered a rapid chain of events. 4 months later, Justin was engaged to Hailey, leaving the world stunned by how fast it all happened. For Selena, the breakup felt abrupt and harsh. There were no interviews, no explanations, no thoughtful goodbye, just sudden silence. Justin's quick marriage looked less like a chapter closing and more like a door being slammed shut. Even years later, moments like Selena liking one of his photos in 2020 suggested the story hadn't fully ended. But in 2025, Selena was preparing to marry Benny Blanco. For fans, that represented the closure Justin never gave her himself. And Justin's posts, the shirtless photo, the sharp captions, the songs full of promises and regret, felt like the reaction of someone realizing too late that he never properly said goodbye. In all of this, Hailey was the one who looked trapped. Her eye roll emoji under Justin's post spoke volumes. Fans didn't see it as playful. They saw frustration. She was publicly showing that she was tired of being pulled into a narrative that always revolved around her husband's past. Every provocative post from Justin didn't just put him in the spotlight. It dragged Selena back into it too, leaving Hailey caught in the middle. The humiliation angle only grew when people looked at the timelines. In 2018, Hailey's like made her look like the woman who won. In 2025, her eye roll made her look embarrassed, forced to watch her husband stir up speculation about his ex just as that ex was about to marry. What once looked like a victory now seemed like tension and disappointment. Critics argued that Hailey knew what she signed up for. Marrying Justin meant being tied to his past with Selena, but supporters said no one deserves to be humiliated by their partner's social media, especially not in front of millions. Whether people felt sorry for her or not, Justin's timing made Hailey the face of frustration. Right before Selena's wedding, it wasn't Justin or Selena who were at the center. It was Hailey. She was left wondering silently, was her husband just trolling for attention? Or was he sending hidden messages to his ex? At this point, the story seemed obvious. The shirtless post, the sharp caption, the songs about marriage and regret, and the timing right before Selena's wedding, all of it didn't look accidental. Fans saw it as a signal. Maybe Justin was shading his ex. Maybe he was trying to distract from her wedding. Or maybe he was just processing feelings he never worked through. And Hailey was stuck in the middle. In 2018, a single like flipped the script. In 2025, another shirtless post reopened it. The cycle hadn't changed, only the roles had. Back then, Hailey looked like the winner. This time, she was the one publicly embarrassed, while Selena moved toward her happy ending. The real question isn't just whether Justin did it on purpose, it's whether he can ever truly let go. Was it attention-seeking? Or was it the last echo of a love that shaped him more than he'll admit? Fans will continue debating, but one thing is clear. The timing, the captions, the songs, and the reactions all fit together like pieces of a story that refuses to be buried.